Assalamu alaikum, Chachu ji.
Walaikum salam.
Today I am getting the honor of questioning my dear uncle about generation gap, and it is going to be very fun. And I will let him introduce himself first, and then I will start the questions. So, my dear uncle, please introduce yourself.
Okay, well, my name is Riyad Ahmed. I am younger brother of a father of Shahab Ahmed. We were four brothers and two sisters, and my date of birth is in the year 1953. That is, I am near about 70-year age.
My first question to you is that how was your life as a kid, as a as a as before going to school, and how do you explain it?
Well, I opened my eyes in the agriculturist family. My father was not so much educated, and my mother was not also educated. They were simple agriculturist. My father goes to the fields to grow the crops, and there was our dairy farm, and my mother was simple a household wife.
Okay, how you spend the day as a student in your early age as a kid or going to primary school?
Well, our our village do not have any education school for primary education, and we have to go to the nearby town that was near about 1 kilometer from our village, and we go to the school with our friends, with my school fellows, and there was no, you can say, concept of conveyance to the school. We have just to go on foot, and we will just go there by playing and reach the school in time.
Okay, so do you play games after school, like sport games, like we play video games today? Do you play games any of your time, like cricket, football, etc. at that time?
You can see that I am telling about something about 50 years ago. There was no such facilities, such activities like games uh, in our before school time and after school time. And the main was we just go to the school, and after prayer we will sit in our classes, and our teacher will start teaching us in a simple way.
Okay, what are the facilities available as a education in that time?
No such facilities. Uh, there was a, you can say, we have um, bag, cloth, bag of cloth, and there was a one simple qaida in it, and one we have a wooden plaque where we write alphabet, they say, and just like counting one to एक दो तीन चार पाँच छः, and we have to recite. Our teacher will say first, and we have to repeat it after him. That was the education style at that time.
Okay, my next question is how your parents raised you.
As I have said that my parents love me very much, and they were not educated themselves, but they like to get myself as a good educated person. There was a great interest of them in my education, and that growing should be in a good way, and I should be an educated man later.
Okay, at your time, at your life, how much your parents spend on you, on your, on to you money, that will cost you education or clothes. So how much they spend on you, or they will give you money for buying some things like snacks, etc., or like things like that?
Uh, there was not like that because there was not so much money at that time, and our school fees was very little, not in rupees but less than rupees, and we will get one quarter of the rupees or one half of the rupees our pocket money, and there was no such things we can buy, just like aloo chole. We will go outside and we will buy there and enjoy. This was the only food we have at that time on the gate of the school.
Okay. Do you like sports at that time or not, or you are more interested in studies?
Uh, Naturally, I was more interested in my studies, and I was supposed to be a good student even in my primary education. And soon I became a monitor of my class, and
Mashallah.
I was known as yeah, a good student, and my teacher I respect him very much.
Okay. How you spend your time with your friends?
Just like after our study time, we will go in the schoolyard and we will play just hide and seek and uh, like that. And we when the period is closed, we have to turn back to our classes.
Okay. And after primary school, you go to secondary school. Do you get first positions or and any scholarship in your classes?
Yes, yes. Uh, uh, After my class five, we were five students were chosen for the scholarship, and I was also one of them. And luckily, we all five students got the scholarship at the class of five.
Okay. When you started your middle class and what was your age when you started your classes? You going to classes? What was that time? What was that era?
Well, my I started my education at 6 year because at that time a
Or
kid,
it was 1958, 68, or what
yeah,
was it?
yeah, that baby, and uh, at the year 1959,
You
59,
started your
58,
education.
yeah, I passed the primary education, and then I have to move to the secondary school education, and in the class of sixth class.
In the class of sixth class.
Yeah, and that was another school. We have to shift there.
Okay, and then you got your metric from there, which is 10th class, and after 10th class, do you get do you go to college, and which college it is you go to?
Okay. Uh, I was in that school, secondary school classes started from 6th and that was up to 10th. And I got the scholarship also at the 8th class also. And I also got scholarship in the 10th class. My school name was DC High School, Narang.
Okay.
And when I passed my matric examination with good numbers, good marks, and I got the scholarship also. And then I have so much good marks. Result was very so good that I got the admission at Government College Lahore on the merit basis.
On the merit basis. And what was that time when you got admission in GC Lahore?
That was in 1969.
1969.
Yeah,
2 years before 1971 war.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay, that's very great. It was really very old time when you got admission. And do you get your and what education you get from GC Lahore?
Okay. I was a art student, and I taken the subject of economics, statics, and Arabic, and just like Urdu and English, that was a compulsory subjects. And there was a great change I felt in the school age and the college life. Then there was a professor, they delivered the lectures in English, and we have not so experience of getting lecture in English, but we have to adapt that ourselves for that, and soon we started taking the benefits from their lectures.
Okay, and how much education you get from GC college? It is a graduation or MA or what is it is?
Uh, I got the graduation level from government college. That is, I do my FA and BA from government college, Lahore. That was a very very good college taken in the Lahore, and I see that this was a very privilege for me that I was a government college student.
Okay, what job you get from after completing your education, and what was your dream was about it, and what is your job was?
After graduation, I took the admission in the Punjab University, Lahore, and I got the master degree from Punjab University in an economics subject. And after that, I started searching for my job. That is, my education was up to master education in economics.
Okay, and what was your first job?
My first job was as a banker. I applied in Habib Bank, and luckily I got the employment from Habib Bank, and then I started my career as a banker.
Okay, and I hear that when you retired, you was the manager, and it was very honored to hear that. And my question is, when after getting a job, it is a very good possibility that you are going to be getting married, and after getting job you get married. And I want to ask you, what are the differences, what are the challenges, or what are the things that came in your life after marriages, after marriage, and what and how you like to explain it?
Well, just after passing my post postgraduate studies, and I was to need immediate job for me because I was of the opinion that I am to search the job for myself. There was no, you can say, help available from my family that they will arrange for my employment. And therefore, I started my life as a self made person. And in 1978, I completed graduation, post graduation. And after that, I got the job in bank. And naturally, I went to job life instead of education. My education was completed, and I became a professional banker. And when I was after 3 years getting my postgraduate degree, I was married in 1980. 1981, and thereafter I started my life as a married man and as a professional banker.
Okay, what is the difference came in your life after getting married or before getting married?
Well, that is understood that that is you can say education life is a enjoyable life, and there is no so much responsibility on a person,
Yes.
and we enjoy our time and with students, with colleagues, with friends, and after the you can say marriage, one have a responsibility of the of my wife and my kids that came after that,
Mhm.
and I have to give the time to my family also.
Okay, my next question is how your parents raised you and how you raised your kids, and what are the important things that would you like to share about your experience? What is the most important thing in raising a kids, and making them very successful in life, which is the dream of every parents. Every parent want to make his kids successful. So how you raise your parents as an educated man? How would you like to explain it?
I have to say that they have a keen interest in getting my education in a good way, and they encourage me at the every stage that all my needs are provided by them, and they were ready to give me the money whatever I like, how much I like, and after that I am to got married and have my kids, two sons and one daughter, and that was you can say we have to shift to the uh, Lahore as a city life, and we went there and tried to get them admission in a good school, so that they could be good student.
Okay, very good that you have raised your kids. You took them to to a city, so you can raise them. And what are the facilities and luxuries of of your time, and at that time you provide your students? Is there any difference? Is there anything that would you like to share? That what are the facilities that provided to you and the facilities you provided to your kids? I want to hear that.
That is the nature of the facilities are changed because in the country life there was no so much facilities, and in the cities I have to arrange the conveyance for my kids to the school,
Okay.
and I took the responsibility of at least taking to them school in the morning, so that they could reach in time, and they should not be late from the school, and that is that gave me a good chance that my kids became very good student in their school also, because it was my responsibility to carry them up to the gate of the school.
Okay.
That was not available when I was brought up by my kids, by my father's parents, and at that time we have to go ourselves on foot to the school, and we have to read there.
Okay. My next question to you, when our guest came to us in back time, how you treat your guests and relatives in 1960s or 70s, and how you treat your friends and guests or relatives nowadays? How would you compare them?
We people, we are very, you can say, we give so much respect to our guests and to our relatives, and this is, you can say, good social relations with them, and we have to give them the good food and good sleeping places, and we feel very happy to see them, and they also enjoy our companies.
Okay, at that time, what the foods you give? What are the foods you presented to them, and what are the foods like we presented today? Cakes, biscuits, pizza, fast food, and cold drinks. What were the foods you presented in your time to your guests, friends, or relatives?
Okay. The foods were prepared at the home level. There was no such as a the things from you can bakeries, and
Okay.
we prepare uh, the the food in our houses, and all the dishes were prepared by our households, and they were also delicious. And we do not have a culture of, you can say, uh, to buy the made foods to provide them.
Okay, my next question to you is I hear that the television came to that era in 1960s or something 70s. When you first time saw the TV, or what was your reaction like? Or
Okay, this is very interesting. You can say that we come to know that television is something to see and get our entertainment. I see that in 1965, after 1965,
you saw your
66,
first TV in 1965?
we have to only we have a town near about 1 kilometer from our village, and I was living there at that time, and we came to know that there is a one house that was known to us that they have a TV,
Mhm.
and we went there, and they were sitting in their drawing room, and we just stand before their window and saw the TV screen from there, and that was
It was black and white.
it was a black and white, and there was running some cricket match. I
Okay.
see that, and we were very, you can say, amazed that we are watching some pictures, moving pictures before in our eyes, and that was the first, you can say, we saw the TV,
Mhm.
and that is in the year of 1966.
It was 1966 that you saw the TV first time. And do you when you first time used radio or hear do you ever hear songs on the radio, something like that?
Good, good question. When I was in secondary school education, that is from 6th to 18th, that was the time, and there was a radio of big volume, and there was a dry battery with them. And in our village, there were only two houses, they have a radio. And we have to go their house to listen the radio. And I know that in the after 1965, that was also a time of India-Pakistan war,
Yeah.
September war 1965.
Mhm.
And on that time, we saw the transistor radios, that is small radios with the cells. And
Okay.
we listened the news on the radio very keenly. And when it is told that our army is conquering India, this area and this
It
area,
was very happy
and we
moment
were
for
very
us.
happy moment for us.
Okay, okay. It is very. I am very curious to hear that you use technologies in that time, and when you first saw it, it was a very happy moment for you. And do you when you use your telephone first time? Do you
Oh.
when you buy first your iPhone
That,
model?
that is very nice. That is very nice. I didn't say that. I first used a telephone that was on a booth of our, you can say, hostel.
Okay.
That I was studying in Government College Lahore in the year of, you can say, class of second year of FA.
Okay.
And then I have to talk to some doctor, to my doctor, and
Okay.
I first time use the telephone. And now I when see that our kids at the age of you can say 1.5 year, they are used to used to watch mobile and
They watches YouTube, play
YouTube and
games on it.
that is a very different thing you can
That is
say.
a very different
Yeah,
thing.
they know each and everything of
They
topic.
know more about you, about how to use.
Yeah, they even I can talk to on the phone and they know so much of the mobile system. And
Okay.
telephone that is you can say they start using in the very childhood.
Okay, when you first time ride a bicycle, or when you ride a bicycle first time.
Okay, okay. I have a bicycle is that was came to know to us even when I was in primary education, and we see the cycles that was used by the people.
And motorcycle, what about motorcycles?
And motorcycle I used after getting my job. That was
Okay,
even
okay.
that was
Do you buy
after,
your motorcycle by your money or by your parents' money?
and I that was as financed by my bank.
Okay, okay.
And
You
in
got from bank.
yeah. My bank gave the facility of loan, and I see that in 1983.
Okay, okay.
That was the year when I have my bike of me, and I used to bike for the traveling.
Okay, the bank gave you bike,
Yeah.
and so when you buy your first car, it was very new thing at that time. Buying a car, it was looking very. You are very rich, and if you buy a car at that time, you are very rich. I can assume that. So I want to ask you, when you buy your first car, what was your experience?
Okay. Uh, I was shifted with my family at Lahore, a big city, and I have to carry my kids to the school. And there was a problem for me that public transport was not a very good means of transportation.
Okay.
And first of all, I bought a motorbike, and I will take them on my motorcycle. And in the year 1995, I bought my first car, that was a Suzuki, and that was a, you can say, used, not a new one, but
Okay.
second you can say I was second buyer. And after that, I will take my kids on to my school and leave them at their school gate. And also I used to go my village to see my parents and friends also. I was used to it to my home also in village.
Okay, that's very interesting to hear that you go to on your school on barefooted,
Yeah.
and when it come to your kids, you are providing them with so many facilities.
Yeah, yeah.
You are taking them on your car to school,
Yes, yeah.
and it is very very encouraging story. So I would like to ask you, what are the ranks you got in the bank? Do you get a very promising rank, or what was your job? What was your career?
Yeah, I started a bank career as a officer. You can say that is above the clerical staff, and I joined bank in 1978. And there was I can say my progress was normal, just like other people's, and I remained there in that bank in 35 years.
Wow,
And
35 years.
35 years, and I was get retired from the same bank, and at that time I was I had a good salary, and I was at the level of senior manager in the bank, and that is at the age of 60 I was retired, and that time I also tried for migration to Canada, and I took my family, migrated to Canada in Vancouver City.
Okay, what year you retired? 2010 or what it is? What was the year you retired?
Yeah, I got retired 2012.
2012.
Yeah.
From 1978 to 2012.
Yeah. That is correct.
That is a very good career, a very long and
Yeah,
beautiful career.
with blessing of God, you can say.
Yeah. So I want to ask you, is there any incident in your life that completely change your viewpoint, or you get a very different opinion on things, or is there anything that in your life that was real changing moment for your life? Is there anything?
Thank you. I have to say that I was studying at government college in the third years.
Okay.
That is after BA, first year. Then my father was died. He was a patient of kidney, and he fought for about 5-6 years in ear disease, and that is with the wish of God, he has to go the other world. And I was very shocked, and I see that there was a big change in my thinking of that shock, and I have to see that life without father is very difficult.
Yeah, sure, that is. And I want to ask you how it is very difficult for us to be raised without parents, and I can see that your mother, how your mother raised you as a kid after that, and do you see any changes in your mother behavior, or do you want to say something about it?
Well, we have a land, our inherited land, and my elder brother used to look at the crops, and he was actually he has become a agriculturist at the time of father's death, and he started, you can say, financing me also in the college life. But I see that there is no substitute of father. Although my brother was very keen, very sympathetic to me, and he helped me every time, everywhere, and I am very thankful for him for his this help. And I am sick to say that what I am at this time, that is of the help of my elder brother after the father.
So my last question to you is that is there any advice do you want to give to that to people to know, and after spending so many time, and is there any advice you want to give so that which is better for you, which is better for me, or which is better for others to become very successful in life? Is there anything you want to say about it?
Well, I have to see that you have to see that you have to take the responsibility at one stage, at one time, and if you are self-made, you move to your abilities. You with the on your self-made life, and what will you do yourself, that will be a real asset for you, and you will become successful if you are a very you can say responsible person, and one should be responsible from the kids, from the school age, from the college life, and that is the only, you have to do very hardships for your life, and that is you have a concept of self-reliance, and nobody can guarantee you to help for the long time. You can say forever. Nobody can respect you. Even your parents, and even your relatives. Nobody can help you forever.
Okay. Thank you, my dear uncle, that you gave me your precious time. So it was a really wonderful time that I spent with you, interviewing you, and knowing about a lot of about you. And it really gives me surprises, and I really appreciated that you gave me so much of your time. And I want to say you a thanks from my heart, and I really appreciated that. And I want to end this interview by saying thanks to my dear uncle. Okay, Allah Hafiz.
I am also thankful to you.
Thank you.
Okay.